inspire me to be the highest me. Mommy motivation. Hey you all. So I thought it'd be good to have a little informal chit chat with you today for today's Monday motivation. My children are on a quiet time right now where they get to just do some things on their own. So I thought it'd be a great day, great time. It's rainy here to update my vision board as well as to have a little chit chat with you guys. If you are new here, I'm Z. I share lessons in faith, family, and fulfillment. And I hope that me sharing my lessons helps you to embrace your own. Guys, shout out to the hubs for my new uniform. I just figure no more wardrobe changes. If you are a YouTuber, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ain't nobody got time for figuring out, did I wear this outfit 2 weeks ago? Do I have to come out of my pajamas? I'm just like, the struggle is real. So I am loving, let me know in the comments if you like this new shirt, but I am enjoying just the comfort of being able to have something I can throw on and record these videos. So many of you may be thinking, why am I working on a vision board? It's not January, but I have a very fluid life. There's always something going on in my world. And so I need my vision to reflect that fluidity. I am not a fan of just cute pictures and quotes on a page. To each his own. But I know that I have to have something regularly that reminds me of my why. And that's really the focus of this video, is remembering your why. Why did you say yes? Why did you say I do? Why did you say I will? Why did you sacrifice whatever it was to start something new? Remembering your why is so important because so much can happen from day to day that can cause you to second guess yourself. And I know I was in a place very recently. I own a business where I direct homeschool families and supporting them through their homeschool process. And there was a decision I had to make recently that was a major decision that could affect my future. And it wasn't a good decision. There was nothing negative about it. It could have provided expansion and some great things. And so I was in a conundrum because a part of me was thinking, well, no, this might not be the move for me. While another part of me was like, but this could be a great opportunity. And so I had to come back to my why. And for those of you who may have not seen the video on determining your core four values, or your four core values, I'll link that above. And so every day I go into my space and I'm able to look at this visual representation of what matters to me. And when I'm making a major decision, I know that fear can grip me sometimes. I know that I can think certain thoughts and feel as if I'm not maybe equipped, or I may have those moments where I'm just not sure of what decision to make, or maybe second guessing decision that I'm feeling in my heart to make. And this really reminds me of what's my why. Why am I doing what I do? You know, why am I homeschooling? Homeschooling was a faith walk for me. I lost many things. If you saw my last video on losses and gains, you know, I didn't get really specific, but there have been some things that I've had to lose as a result of homeschooling, but God knows there have been some things that I've gained. And it's very important for me to keep those things at the forefront, to realize what the sacrifice was all about. And so while this is not a promo on homeschooling, if you do have any questions for me about it, leave it in the comments below, or you can email me. It's in the description box. My email is on any questions you have. I love interacting and talking about our homeschool journey. So yes, so I'm going to kind of just be talking to you guys while I update this vision board. And for me, my vision board has to be something, because I'd much rather journal than do this cute stuff, but for me it has to be a way to combine both. And so when I say it's fluid, I literally mean I'm the sticky note girl. I stick up sticky notes, and I've got these cute little mini size composition journals, and I'm gonna put those up because I need to be able to kind of reflect as I go. And so this will be a great little neat way to put some little notes in here, and I'm gonna just glue that, probably hot glue it later, but I'm gonna probably not super glue it this today, or put some tape on the back of it or something. I gotta get my tape. But I'm just gonna be putting some things up to reflect what's important to me, which is truth, family, financial freedom, and integrity. And you know, I went a couple of weeks without my planner, which is how I keep my life on track. And God knows, I just have to shout out these Pinbook planners because it just came. I had to get it through Poshmark. Let me know if you guys use Poshmark. It was my first time, but it was such a great sale because I've been looking for these, and I'm so glad I have mine now because my life falls apart. I was just thinking about how important it is for us to remember our why and what are the reasons why that we decide on doing some of the things in our lives. And I told you mine is my core four, but you can let me know what are some things that drive your decision making. How do you determine that you're going to follow through with something, or that you're going to stay the distance or go the distance when it seems like things are not operating in the way that they should? So I ended up turning down that major decision that I was making, and I was so at peace with doing that because, again, I went back to what was important to me, you know, and being able to feed my spirit is something that's critically important. I love this because I can use chalkboard and I can write like different affirmations for myself or something for the week to help me remember and to remind myself that what God says on any matter is important. And I think sometimes I can get in my own way because I'm thinking of my own thoughts and what I would think and what my response would be. And sometimes I just have to really soak in the word of God to remind myself that it really isn't mine. You know, it really isn't about what Z wants, you know, that there are things that I thought I wanted, and when I got them, yeah, buddy, wish I hadn't asked for them. Then there are things that I didn't know I needed, and when I got them, I said, yeah, buddy, so glad you did that for me, God. That's how we talk. But so I try to really direct my life in that way. Family obviously is very important to me, and making sure that I guide my children. You know, one of the great things of being able to homeschool them, aside from the fact that they take away all my private time, I don't get to go to the bathroom. I mean, I know I am digressing a bit, but I feel like I need to say this. I feel like they have a wired chip in them that they could be playing on their own, doing what they need to do. And it seems like as soon as I want to go to the bathroom, like something goes off. This wire alert system goes off in them that says, go see mommy, go mess up mommy's day, go interrupt her. So I have lost my private time when it comes to going to the bathroom. It's just the truth. I don't know if you grow out of it when they get older, but this is where I am, the stage I'm in now. But beyond that, I am able to really be my authentic self with my children, and I'm able to learn alongside them, and I've learned so much about myself because of that time that I have with them. And it's something that has allowed me to prioritize my life in a different way, but to still make sure that the things that have been put in my hands to do, that I'm still able to do them. And the beauty of it is that they can come alongside me and they can see my frailties, and we can have real authentic relationships, but at the same time, I can guide them and I can see where they are, and little things that happen from day to day that I may not see, you know. And when I'm talking about this, I'm really not even talking about homeschool. I'm really talking about being present, because there were many a days when I wasn't present, where I was just kind of here going through the motions, trying to figure out my life. But when I got sold on my yes, when I really knew this is what I am supposed to do and my why, then I have these moments that we can create together, and they're so magical, and they're not something that I can script out and put into a plan. It's just being able to grow together and to see what they need at another level, and to pray, much prayer, about how to meet those needs. And so again, that's just a part of my why. And here I'm just putting up some things that reflect that I am an educator, that I'm their best teacher, even when I mess up, even when I don't know what we're talking about, even when I'm not clear on what we're getting ready to learn, or I don't have a full scope of that learning. I'm learning it with them, and it's so cool to do that together. They have so many questions for me that I don't always have answers to, but I try my best to find it out together, and that's made such a difference. And so I actually think I'm gonna try to put that right up there. And so yeah, let me know in the comments below what it is that drives your life, and kind of what are some things that you take into account when you're trying to make a major decision. And let me know about vision boards too. If you guys do vision boards and how it's been for you. I've gotten into these maybe within the past 3 years. Before that, I was very much just a journaler, and I still am, and I just would reflect in that way. But this has really helped me. I hope this stays up. Really helped me just to hone in. Oh, that's cool, and I'll hot glue it later. Just to remind me, it's just to remind me daily of what's important to me and what really matters. Oh, here is because we're getting ready to study the U.S. very extensively, and so we've been going places, and so we're going to start kind of putting little marks on the places that we've gone together. And I hope to one day get one of those full maps on my wall where we can track our travels and things of that nature. And so I'm looking forward to that. Being financially free, huge for me. I have been able to taste of the freedom of not being confined to owing debt. And that doesn't mean we're debt free. We're not currently, but we took a major hit when I decided to homeschool with me coming off of a full-time job. That was a major hit, but guess what? Who did it teach me how to rub two pennies together, how to make it work, how to be resourceful. There are things I've been able to experience from simply being resourceful, from simply asking, from researching and finding programs that will enable my children to be a part of different homeschool trips and events, and with the new business and being able, watching just the Lord bless our household even through my husband. God has shown me through humility and being able to get to a place where I had to deal with little, how to manage little so that when much has come, I can manage it appropriately. It doesn't mean I always get it right, because I do not, but that has so much to do with why this word integrity is here, because I just personally have a heart for doing things right and having a character that no matter what, I don't want to cut corners if it compromises my integrity. And so this helps, because when I come here and I'm thinking about a decision, I'm like, no, that ain't gonna work. So it keeps me accountable, if you will. I forgot to put that word up there, endeavors. And so that's another area that I focus on. But being financially free, I was trying to say that the more I'm able to see us kind of break down and eradicate our debt, God, it is just this huge sense of freedom and knowing that you can do what you're called to do without limitations of owing, and the burden and the anxiety that can come from owing debt. And through various mistakes and lessons, it's something I'm able to now teach my children about and to talk openly about with them, so they can see the journey of being able to get out of debt together as a family. These are huge things for me, for them to be able to be sown into for generations to come, of what it means to live debt free, of what it means to give, to still be a giver, to still recognize the blessings that we have as a family of being together. So those are all things that are important to me. Guys, I got my Girl Scout cookies. I done ate all the Thin Mints, and so these were left in the freezer. But they're still good. So that's really it. I don't want to spend the whole video talking as I get this done, but would love to hear about what you guys think and what your process is for making sure that you remember your why. And if I leave you with anything, it's really just to know that you don't necessarily have to be right in your decision making. You don't necessarily have to be spot on. But when your why is there, it keeps you from beating up on yourself when it doesn't work out the way you thought, because you followed your why. And so I just want to hopefully encourage someone that may be in the valley of decision with something major that may seem like it's suffering, that may seem like it's not going in the direction that you had planned for, that may seem like you're in the wait, or maybe it's just a place where you don't have the answers. Go back to your why. Go back to what you're there for, what it's really about, what really matters to you, because at the end of the day, that'll be the thing that you'll have to stand up against. When you look yourself in the mirror, you have to be okay with what decision you made based on your values and core system. And for me, I need God to be pleased. And when he's not, or when I've done something that doesn't please him, I'm the first that want to be able to say, I recognize it, and God, let me get it right with you, but that's my personal path. And it's a path that's so important to me because of the love that I know that God has for me, and not out of this rigidity or this sense of having to do something because it's legalizing, my faith. But this faith walk for me has really been able to see the hand of God move and to watch him orchestrate the path of my family, but staying true to the things that are important to me and making him at the center of those things. So guys, I hope that something in this, I know it was very informal, and I thank you for tagging along with me, and I hope if you did hear something that was inspiring or a lesson and made you reflect on your own, that you will like, share, and subscribe. Continue to watch us, and we're so glad that you're here. I'm going to keep working. You are more than welcome to stick with me as we do. Maybe work on some of your own plans, find and carve out some quiet time for yourself, so that you can think through and reflect on your own process, and let me know some of those ways that you do process and you dream and think and plan for your families. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I hope you have a blessed day.